We'll just start by finding a comfortable spot on the mat. And I'll give you guys just a second to find the spot. If you normally sit cross-legged, try sitting with the opposite leg in front. Change it up a little bit. And let's start by grounding our sits bones and then focusing on the spine, making sure it's long and tall and straight. Let the shoulders fall away from your ears. And start to become aware of the breath. Just noticing the inhale and the exhale. And while we're here, we'll try a 4-count breath. So we'll take a deep inhale and keep inhaling for 4 counts. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. And we'll hold that. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold that. 2, 3, 4. And inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Then we'll start to come back to our normal breathing pattern. And on the next breath, let's reach our arms up to the sky. We'll interlace the fingers here and exhale to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And exhale, reach those fingers out forward in front of you. Notice how the stretch you get might be different than normal because of the leg that we put in front. Let's walk those fingers over to the right side. And back to center. And to the left. And back to center. Maybe walking your fingers forward just an inch. And on the next breath, let's walk those hands back to our tall torso. Once we're here, we'll start taking the neck in little circles. So whichever direction you choose, let's gently rotate the neck, waking it up. Especially this early in the morning, we can just be really slow and gentle. Let's switch directions. And start to bring that back to stillness, back to center. Once we're here, we'll place our hands on the mat and swing those legs around into a tabletop position. Let's start by reaching out one leg behind us, stretching through the heel, waking up that calf muscle. We'll drop that knee and reach the other foot out behind us. And we'll drop that back to the mat and start on our cat-cow. So inhaling, dropping the stomach, looking up to the sky, and exhaling, arching the back. Just taking your time. And on the next breath, let's start to bring that to stillness, back to our neutral spine. And then we'll take some hip circles. So first to the right side, just slow, gentle rotations. And you can make these however big or small you want. Just waking up the hip joints. And let's switch directions. So changing to the left side. And we'll start to slowly bring that back to stillness. On the next breath, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips into down facing dog. If you want, you're welcome to walk out the dog. And then we'll start to bring this to stillness. Just really becoming aware of the pose of our body, of the stretch. And on the next breath, let's drop our knees back to the mat. Spread those knees wide on the mat and drop the hips into child's pose. And let's really make this child's pose active. So maybe walking out your fingers a little bit further to find that stretch. This might mean like lifting up the palm of the hand off the mat so you're just on the fingers. Engaging the shoulders. And on the next breath, let's drop those palms back to the mat. Lift up the hips. And then we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips again into downward dog. From downward dog, let's take a step up to our hands to a forward fold. We'll just hold this for a moment. From here, we'll bend the knees just slightly and start to walk the hands underneath the feet if you can. So you're stepping on the palm and your knees are bent. And on the next inhale, we'll start to a little bit relax. And on the exhale, see how much you can straighten those legs gently. And on the inhale, we can relax a little bit. And on the exhale, just maybe play around with straightening the legs. Let's release the hands. Bring your feet back to the mat. We'll inhale up to a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale all the way up to mountain. Hands to our sides. Let's bring those legs wide on the mat. Inhale up to the sky. We'll interlace the fingers and exhale right side. Inhale center. And exhale left. Inhale back to center. And exhale for a wide-legged forward fold. So walk those hands over to the right side. And back to center. And over to the left. And back to center. Placing the left hand on the mat, let's reach the right arm up to the sky. And release that right hand back to center. Next, placing the right hand on a mat. Let's reach the left arm up to the sky. And release that left hand. And I'll give you a second if you want to play around with the pose at all. This is your time. You can bend one knee and then the other, or shift the weight on your hips. You're welcome to walk the hands forward and back on the mat. Play around with your feet. Whatever feels good to you. And on the next breath, let's bring that back to stillness. Let's inhale, lifting up halfway. And exhale, reach those hands back towards the mat. We'll place the hands on the mat and step back to a plank. We'll drop the knees to the mat and send the hips back into a child's pose. You're in child's pose. You can choose to make it active or a little more passive. Maybe reaching the fingers out in front of you, or maybe just letting the forehead rest on the mat. On the next breath, on the inhale, place your hands back on the mat, lifting the hips up into a tabletop. Let's bring that right knee forward and send that left leg straight out behind us in a half pigeon. And you're either welcome to stay here with a tall torso, or you're welcome to drop onto your elbows, whichever one works better for you. And wherever you're at, let's lift back up onto our hands. We'll tuck the back toes and step back to a downward facing dog. And then we'll start to bring our weight forward, bringing the left knee forward and to a half pigeon on the left side. Once again, either on your hands or maybe dropping down to your elbows here. On your next breath, let's come back up to our hands. And we'll drop that left hip onto the mat and swing that right leg around into a seated position. Let's start here by inhaling our arms up to the sky. And exhale, reach those hands out in front of you on the mat and walk them forward. On the next breath, let's gently walk those hands back up to our tall torso. Bring the balls of our feet together. And let's hold on to our ankles here or the big toes in a cobbler's pose. And we'll start to walk our feet forward just a little bit. And on the exhale, we can fold over our legs. And we'll just stay here for a moment, enjoying the stretch. And let's slowly start to walk our hands back up to our tall torso. We'll send those legs out straight in front of us. And starting here with our tall spine, let's inhale our arms up to the sky. And exhale, folding over our legs. Seated forward fold. Inhale to seated half lift. Exhale, fold once more. And inhale back up to center. Let's stretch those legs out wide in front of us. We'll inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale, reach over just the right leg. On the next exhale, we'll bring that back to center. Inhale, arms up to the sky. And exhale over just the left leg. On the exhale, we'll come back to center. One more time, we'll inhale those arms up to the sky. And exhale, reaching them out to both legs. Seeing how far you can reach. And on the next exhale, we'll bring that torso back up to center. Let's find a comfortable seated position on the mat. So maybe crossing the legs or coming to a kneeling position. And I'll just sit here for a moment, becoming aware of the breath. Or inhale and exhale. Letting our bodies just be still for a moment before we start the day. And on the next breath, let's inhale those arms up to the sky. We'll exhale them to heart center. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope you have a great Monday. Let me know if you have any questions or requests for next time, and I will see you Wednesday.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.